I've got it. Another F-18, but Dagger One. There are plenty of YouTube channels with excellent modelers with excellent production skills. This is not one of them. Welcome to Cable's Creations, a video channel on modeling for the rest of us. Well, hello everyone. I am back at the model bench, and much like Maverick, I'm right where I need to be. So, I've got the Meng 148 A-18E kit, and I'm gonna paint it up, paint and decal it up to be the same as Dagger One from Top Gun Maverick. I've got a decal set for that, and off in the future I'll do an FA-18F to be Dagger 2 with Phoenix and Bob. So let's get started. And just so you know, I do have other Top Gun kits in the pipeline, and one kit that still hasn't been delivered. Okay, I've ended up with 3D decals and a look, well, actually maybe not 3D, but look set from Eduard for this, cutting various things for the seat and seat belts. But it looks like it only involves the front panel, none of the side panels. So, be trying to figure out exactly what all I need to remove from this to get that on. I've also ended up with a Eduard mask set for, and additionally some 3D resin pilots, and I've got decals, helmet decals for a lot of the major characters. So I'm going to use the one saluting for that to be Maverick, and fix up the model as if it was getting ready for takeoff. All right, got the cockpit pretty much finished up with the 3D decals as well as kit decals. Also got into painting the gear bay doors and the white part of the intake. So getting ready to get some assembly started. Okay, got some assembly done. Got this cockpit put in, well, cockpit and nose gear bay installed, and also have some of these intakes and main gear done. One of the things I did, I took some of the Mr. White putty and really diluted it down, and then just dropped it kind of on each end to fill in the gaps on the seams. If I can get it into some light where you can kind of see it in there. So I'm gonna work with like a little sanding sponge cut up and put on the end of one of those forceps, get those sanded out, and then reshoot some white in there. Then those will be ready to add on to there. Okay, bit of an update. So, did some assembly on the
top fuselage. Inserted some pieces up in there. Also glued these lower wing parts on. And actually, I may end up filling the outer two pylon areas because I'm not going to be using those. And also with this previous part where, cockpit and some of the forward fuselage, did some spot priming and only found like one little area where there was much of an issue of a seam line. And some other areas, like if you right through there, but right there is another bit of a seam line, but it's a kind of really delicate spot between those sunken areas, so kind of works out. Only real sanding I had to do real carefully was right through in there. So got that done. Then I also, oops, but really low production values here. Got to painting some of these areas. That looks a little off, but right into the things there. Got these parts painted and added in, and also before I put them in, I painted back around there, here, and back under there before I added these pieces, which I had also pre-painted. And just while I was at it, just in case, kind of pre-painted through in there. And speaking of pre-painting, been working on pre-painting this to, after getting rid of the seams, gonna take another few coats of white, because working with white, trying to, it just takes lots of thin coats. And I think I got those seam lines in pretty good for a spot that's going to go back behind here. It's going to go back behind there where nobody's going to see it. I also like that just the way they've done it, the usual demarcation from the gray to the white, it just goes on different parts. So yeah, pre-painting is the way to go with that. Also got these rear landing gear bays painted in their white, and I think I'll go ahead and give them a wash / panel liner in there before I get those together. Also, going into the back of those, I've got these painted steel and the Tamiya panel liner, and they're pretty much ready to go. Okay, got some progress going. I've got the top and bottom halves of the fuselage attached, and also been working on some ordnance, fuel tank. Got a weight put down into the nose there. Even started painting on Maverick. Also put together some flaps and slats, and the cockpit combing. There's even little pieces there that clear pieces for the HUD still to go. Quite a bit of progress going on here. I need to just work on the sidewinders, and next part, that forward area fuselage with cockpit. That forward piece of the cockpit gets attached, forward piece of cockpit and fuselage gets attached to this main piece. All right, got quite a bit of work done on the A-18. Got the nose added, a piece in there. Got the cockpit combing inserted and the HUD, and even got the front glass, as well as getting started on the flaps and slats, and even got the extensions on the wings added. So overall, I can see making some progress here. All right, really starting to look like an airplane now. The rear stabilizers, vertical stabilizers, are just put in as a dry fit, and looks like they go in without any gaps. So I'll take those out for easier painting of everything. Particularly, there's a part that'll need to be at the very end that'll need to be painted in a metallic, so I'll probably get that done and then masked off when I paint the rest of it the two-tone gray color. Well, that's gonna do it for this week. Next video, I think I'll have at least the fuselage all put together, and I hope to at least get into priming, if not into actual paint. Well, until next time, showing you mine to hopefully make you feel better about yours.